take just like 20 seconds here. All right, yes, the meeting's being recorded and we will get started again. And we're just with our virtual meeting. I think you've all seen, we've walked through this many times. If you have questions or comments, just raise your hand.
Are we ready to move to public comment, Tyler?
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
All right, everything's going again, hopefully. So yes, we can move forward.
Okay. Well, let's do our first of two public comment periods during this meeting. Is there anyone from the public who would like to offer comment at this time? Let's do our first of two public comment periods during this meeting. Is there anyone who would like to offer comment at this time? Hearing none, let's go ahead on to agenda item number 4, the main event of this meeting, the amendment to the 2021-24 MTIP. Andrea, you want to take us away? Let's go ahead on to agenda item number 4.
Yeah, Tyler, I hear an echo.
There, hopefully that's better.
Okay. And you can go ahead and go to the next slide. So we received an amendment from ODOT to amend our MTIP. The project is the US 23rd Street to 15th Street project. And the changes that are being proposed or requested is to essentially take scope and funding from one project that is not currently in our MTIP and merge it with the 3rd Street, 15th Street project that is in our MTIP. So looking to add scope and move approximately $925,500 from the Region 4 Arts project to this project. And those additions of scope include illumination at US 20 at Arnett, an additional signal head at US 20 and 27th, and installation of a median barrier and enhanced pedestrian crossing at US 20 between Dalton and Benson Streets. So the total proposed now for this particular project it's approximately $6.5 million. And there was a public notice put out noting our 21-day public comment period, and that was posted on June 14th. And we have not received any comments just before this policy board special meeting. And if there's questions specific to these changes, I know that Bob's here and he should be able to help answer any of those.
Yeah, just a little bit more background, right? You know, the other project should have been in the MTIP from 3 or 4 years ago. Something must have happened when it got entered. It was one of those region-wide projects. And so sometimes they, you know, the STIP coordinator at the time or whatever probably forgot to notify the MPO that there was part of the project within the MPO boundaries. And so that's why it's not included in there now. It's been a STIP project. It really is just moving scope from one to the other, which wouldn't require an emergency meeting normally, but because it wasn't in something and we want to make sure we're all above board before an Oregon Transportation Commission meeting next week with some other elements related to one of these projects, I just wanted to make sure everybody understood what was going on and was aware.
Sounds like a routine modification.
Bob?
Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I think I received a question from Councilor Mendez just prior to this meeting, and I think he had a question about the median barrier and the enhanced crossing component of this project. Bob, can you expand on that a little bit and talk about what that's going to entail?
Yeah, I don't know a lot about the details or the specific location, but the nexus is, so the original project we're moving it from is an ARTS project, or the acronym ARTS, All Roads Transportation Safety. So it was funded as a crash and safety prevention method for this advanced crossing. And so we went through different location selections. This was a couple years ago when this project was started, and this is the location we settled on. So it's similar to a lot of the bike ped crossings that you see on 3rd or Highway 20 now, that all have the push buttons, illumination, and refuge island.
Thank you, Bob. I think it sounds really great because as you may know, this location doesn't really have any crosswalks for a pretty far distance. The nearest signal is pretty far away. So given how many people live in this area and a lot of the amenities are on one side or the other of Highway 20, I hope this will really help make this area more accessible and safer.
Yeah, agreed. And just one more element I didn't mention before, but this pedestrian crossing project actually bid a year and a half ago. It had quite a few elements across the region in it, but it bid over $2 million in the environment that we had. So we removed elements, and then when we removed elements, and then now they're just elements in Bend, or just like, why don't we add it to this project? So just a little bit more background.
So Bob, when you said it bid over 2 million, does that mean that the price is much lower now, or that 2 million was a big bundle of things that we're only picking one piece out of now?
Yeah, so we reduced scope on that original project, and then prices have come down. There was a problem with some of the conduit was really expensive, peak COVID time. So we actually went to a solar and some other elements in the project to reduce costs. And so that's, we don't anticipate any budget problems this time around because we've made all those adjustments.
Great. Are there any more questions or comments about this project? Hearing none. Let me just check. Do we have a quorum present today?
We do. We have David Abbas is serving as a city alternate.
Great. Excellent. Okay, well, would anyone like to make a motion?
Sure. This is Councilor Mendez. I move to approve the amendment to the 2021-2024 MTIP for the US 20 3rd Street to 15th Street project as presented.
I'll
I'll
second.
Oh, who made this? Who seconded?
I think Bob and I did at the same time. Bob can have it.
All right, should we call for a vote? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Okay, what is our next? All right, so next we have our second public comment period for the meeting. Is there anyone who would like to make a public comment at this time? Hearing none, I think we can move to adjournment. I'd like to just double check, when is our next MPO policy board meeting?
It is, just look quickly here. It's third Friday of the month, so this month that'll be the 21st, July 21st.
Yep, got it. Okay. And do we have a sense yet of what'll be on the agenda at that meeting?
No, not right off the top of my head. I apologize.
That's okay. It's weeks away. All right. Well, with that, if no one else has items to share, I think we can adjourn. Is there anything else? Okay, well,
All right.
thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Okay, thanks, everyone.
Thanks,